Last week I went on a trip. I went on a trip to Portugal. But the days before I went, I think it was almost a week, I struggled so much with anxiety that I couldn't even see a way how I would make it back alive. I couldn't see a way how I would survive the trip. And it was so bad that I even wrote a letter to my dad explaining why I went, explaining that I needed it to escape my prison in my head, imaginary prison of anxiety that I have been in for the past 4 years. I have been struggling with a panic disorder, and this means that I have a lot of anxiety for getting a panic attack. And because of this, my life has become smaller and smaller and smaller because I was dealing with anxiety the wrong way. For the past year, my has only been consisting of just getting through the day, just surviving the day. I had a hard time eating. I had a hard time just drinking water. I was just laying on the couch and trying to eat something, trying to drink something. And that is how I lived. I lost a lot of weight, just felt really unhealthy. I was not even, life was just at all time low because of this anxiety. And I got in that place because I was dealing with anxiety the wrong way. I tried to deal with anxiety by running away from it. So, for example, when I got scared to go to school, when I felt like I felt some anxiety, I started to have a panic attack, I would just run away from it. I would just not go to school anymore. And I did that first for school, but when I eventually decided, all right, I'm going to quit, it started to come up for going to a run, for going to the gym, for just going outside in general. And when I escaped all those things as well, just start to stop doing all those things as well, my life got so small that I felt the anxiety anyway, but then just for normal surviving, just for eating, for drinking, things that you just have to do as a human being. I got so scared that my life consisted of nothing. That's all because I dealt with anxiety the wrong way. And if you struggle a lot with anxiety, this video probably is for you. And you should probably listen to my advice here. Because the last couple of weeks, I learned to deal with anxiety the right way. And that's the only way how you can deal with anxiety. And that is to face it head on. And maybe you should not start with taking a big step to just book a flight to somewhere in the world, just spend there a week and then go back. Maybe that's not the right way to do it, but it's what I did. And it did me good, to be honest. But probably you should start smaller. I started dealing with anxiety like this 2 weeks ago. And I started with going on a run, a 10-minute run, because I was scared to do that. And I felt anxiety. I felt anxiety for my run, before my run. I felt anxiety during my run. I felt anxiety till the point where my heart rate was back to normal. Because before that, I was just scared of getting a heart attack. But today, I went on a 5 kilometer run and I felt less anxious. And probably next time I will feel even less anxiety. Repeated exposure to the thing that you're scared of will make the anxiety for the thing lower and lower and lower. Eventually, you will have almost none of even no anxiety for a thing. The repeated exposure to your fears will make the fear for the thing smaller. Taking action will make your anxiety smaller. And with that knowledge, I went on my vacation. I felt really terrible. I, as I said in the beginning of this video, I wrote a note to my dad explaining why I took the step um, when I died. So if I died, my dad would have some kind of explanation because he saw me feeling that before I went on the trip. He saw that I felt terrible. He saw me crippled up of anxiety on the couch. He saw that, and I still went. And I just tried to explain why. Because I just wanted to break out of this prison of anxiety, my imaginary prison of anxiety that I created in my head. I just want to escape that because it is no way of living life. I don't want to live my life just in my room being scared. That's not what I want to do. I just want to feel normal. I just want to do things like normal human beings. So I went on a trip and I felt scared, and I felt scared for a really long time. And I have never felt more scared than that point, probably. Yeah, except for the time when my mom died. But I felt really scared. And I went into the car to the airport, and I went with friends, so there was some distraction there. But I was scared, and I was thinking about jumping out of the car so I didn't have to go, or something like that. I was thinking about all these different ways to escape, but I learned that that isn't the right way to deal with my anxiety. So I had to get through my anxiety. I had to just feel it, accept it, but still move on. And that's what I did. And it was hard. It was extremely hard. There were multiple times where I thought that I would have a heart attack. There were multiple times where I thought I was going to die on the airport, in the plane, or in the car, or whatever. There were multiple times when I felt like that, but I still went. And as I said, it was really hard, but I went. And after some time, I think it was after a couple of hours after we arrived at the hotel, I realized, hmm, I'm not really feeling that much anxiety anymore. I actually feel quite okay. I actually feel pretty good. And the trip became one of the best weeks of last year. And that, even though I thought I wasn't going to survive the trip, I had so much anxiety that I almost wouldn't go. But still, I went, and it turned out to be one of the greatest weeks of my year. So, if you struggle a lot with anxiety, and maybe have not, you don't think that you're going to die, but you're just not doing certain things because of anxiety. Maybe you're not starting the business because you're scared. Maybe you're not um, telling the girl that you're in love with that you are in love with her. Maybe you're not asking her out. Maybe you're just not doing. You've been avoiding certain steps because of anxiety. I just want to say to you, there is only one way to break your anxiety, and that is to take action. Just move forward. Turn your brain off and do the thing. And you will feel scared and it will be hard, but anxiety itself is not something that you're going to die from. It isn't. You can feel anxious, but still do the thing. It is the only way to deal with your anxiety. I hope this video helps. If it did, drop a like, and I see you in the next video. Later.